Welcome back to the shop. Hope everybody's having a good 4th of July weekend. Catherine has been working hard in the kitchen, and this is her contribution to the Independence Day weekend. Look at that. She wants me to hurry up and finish this video before the strawberries slide off the side. Get it back in the fridge. I wanted to take a minute and thanks James Burns, my friend Stacy's father, made me this awesome sign, and it's so nice I want to keep it in my office. The shop is a little dusty, a little dirty at times, and this is just too nice to keep out there. I think it really looks nice in the shop, in my office. So Mr. Burns, thank you very much. This is absolutely remarkable. It's hand burned. It is just absolutely wonderful. I can't thank you enough. I'm really at a loss for words. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. And now we're going to get out in the shop, show you today's project. Welcome back to the shop. This is my grinding, buffing, and wire wheeling station. It's a cart from one of these big box stores that went out of business, and I bought it for $50. It's all metal. It's been a handy cart. I do not move it, but I like to have the ability to, should I need to ever get underneath it. And so I've got three wire wheels on it, and 2 belt sanders in my bandsaw. And it's pretty nice. I like it here. And when I have the door closed, it gets quite a bit of light. But when I open the door, that sort of changes the situation. While it's morning time and relatively bright out, it's not a great example, but I think you'll get the idea, see what's happening here. The 2 garage doors end up shading or covering up the light. And that's not ideal. When I'm working on anything over here, this tends to be the darkest spot of the shop, and if it's not big enough to fit on the workbench, then I'm relegated to working in this area with less light, so I want to try to rectify that. I have a pull string outlet here, and I've got a bunch of extra outlets. I line this bench with one of those huge power strips, so I have any number of open power strips here. And I've got this board that I put across here to hang belts. I'm going to put a light here and then just daisy chain a plug down to the bottom. I do have power here in the wall, but I think those are 3-way switches, or 4-way switches actually. And I am not smart enough to figure out the travelers and all the different stuff that goes along with it. I'm going to leave well enough alone. Those lights are nice because I can turn the outside lights on, the shop lights. And if I get in there and start messing around, it's probably not going to be good. So I'm just going to keep it simple and put some SO cable on it, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to be running one single LED light on there. I do not add anything big. This SJ00W143 will be way bigger than I really need. But it's what I have. The SO cable, as it's commonly referred to, is nice stuff because, and I think that I don't know if that stands for junior. The SO cable is typically 300 volts. This is rated for 600 volts. Of course, this is only 120. But it's nice because it's got the fine stranded wire in there. You wouldn't want to use Romex as an extension cord because as the wire works back and forth, the aluminum will work harden. The thicker aluminum or copper will work harden and snap. So that's why you never want to have a Romex extension cord. So all I need to do is, looks like I don't have a ground on here. That's okay. This is separated. This is a isolated thing, so it couldn't ground to the outside of it. I will wire this up and we'll add a plug to it and put it on the wall. I don't believe it matters too much with alternating current, but it says to connect the white wire, the neutral, to the silver screw, and then the black wire, the hot wire, to the brass screw, and that works the same for the plug. So the reason I mention it, even though it doesn't matter for the alternating current, is that if you have direct current, and you flip the polarities by accident, you have a diode. That's the LED, the light emitting diode. And diodes by design only let electricity go one way. They do make alternate current diodes. I have no idea how those work. However, I did a flashlight video long ago where I spent a lot of money on light bulbs that didn't work because I didn't know, I didn't think about the actual name, that the diodes and the polarities were mixed up. But anyway, if you're ever working on the direct current stuff, that is more of an issue. So all I'm going to do, strip these back and hook it up, and we'll have our outlet. One of the tricky things about wiring these is you have to leave enough insulation to grab the strain relief, but then have enough of a gap to get the screw to fall, because you can see where it lines up right there. Oh, you can see right there. So it's a little tricky, but these plugs are nice. We've got a little bit of an issue because there's no relief for the cord to sit in. I'm gonna chamfer out a hole along this board, just a little relief. You can see I've drilled one hole there already. And that would give me a place for the cord to reside. The placement isn't ideal, and I was hoping that I could have this bend down a little differently, but maybe I'll have to trim the edges here interfere with one another, so I can't necessarily operate. You know what? Let me modify this. Well, there it is. That little bit of extra room gives me a little bit more latitude in terms of adjusting it. And I think that'll throw a significant amount of light out here. Help me work in these areas. So that's it. Not the biggest modification ever, but I think that'll be helpful. And it might even make some of the video quality a little bit better. I haven't been filming some of the sanding and wire wheeling, not to say that people really want to see that. But this darker part of the shop with my camera, it doesn't really make for great video, so this might be helpful at some point. I hope everybody's having a good 4th of July weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Have a good day.